It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabelas,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
Welcome back to Up North Journal Podcast, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in the cabin tonight with Big Dan. What's going on, my man?
Oh, man, we are back in the cabin.
Back in the cabin.
You know what? Man, the trees are starting to change. The weather's starting to get a little bit cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready for hunting season, dude.
Yeah, but you know what? Fishing season's not over yet.
No, it's not.
And I heard something from a little bird.
A little bird, and what did you hear?
Well, I heard Cody Dawson down in Ohio won a tournament this week, and I got a little something here queued up for him. I want to play for him. We actually got him on the phone here, but before we get him on, I got something here for you, Cody. I want you to listen to it. So how's it feel to be champ? Could you hear that?
Oh, my goodness. You guys are too much.
Could you hear that?
Oh, shoot.
A little queen for you. So you won a fishing tournament, man. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. It was a fun one. I didn't think we were going to win one this year. It was rough.
Good,
definitely rough.
Good way to put a capper on the season. Is your season done? Was this the last tournament or no?
That was the last trail event. I might fish an open in October, and our championships October 20th, I think.
Okay.
In Kentucky.
All right.
Whether or not I go, I don't know.
Well, it's a good way to put one in the book for sure. So we got you on the road. You're driving home. You just got out of work. Be careful driving. But kind of run through the tournament with us and tell us how you did and what happened.
Well, like I said, it was the last tournament of the year. We got up early. It was a local, probably the closest tournament to my house. So it was only a 40-minute drive. And I knew it was going to rain. So about 6:50, we were launching. Blast off was at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
About 6:50, it rained so hard. The bottom of the boat was full. We were pumping water out, and I'm completely drenched. But luckily I had a good Cabelas rain gear with me.
You were in that guide series stuff that Mara was talking about last time? Okay.
That stuff's incredible.
So it's a downpour. We're going to give him a quick plug here. How does that stuff work? I mean, what did it do for you? Did it keep you dry? Did it just keep the water off you? Or how does that stuff work?
Typical rain gear keeps the water off of you. It's supposed to be, rain-proof, but you still get damp and nasty. Mm-hmm. But with the guide wear, you don't get that dampness.
Okay.
So you're much more comfortable.
Okay, so
throughout the day.
It's keeping the moisture away from your skin. It's wicking it away. Is that right? Okay, gotcha.
Right. And it's the best there is. Really, they got it right when they made that stuff.
Good deal. And you can buy that at your local Cabelas.
Absolutely. Or online at Cabelas.com.
Okay, so you're out there. It's pouring down rain. You got the bilge pump running. You had a game plan going in knowing it was going to rain, I got to imagine.
We didn't. Yes and no. It hasn't rained forever down here, it seems like. And we weren't sure how it was going to affect our fish, especially seeing how most of the guys were fishing all day kind of had us worried.
Okay.
But it did affect our fish. They moved, but we found them early on and caught them all day. So I had no idea we were even going to be anywhere close to winning this tournament. But it was fun. Right off the bat, it quit raining as soon as we took off.
Okay.
That was good. Minus the wet feet, but and our first spot we pulled up on, we caught a good fish practicing.
Okay.
And we caught some short fish, and then I put a real big smallmouth in the boat, and I was like, that's a good one, probably 2.5 pounds, which is that's a solid fish for Alum Creek, down here in Ohio.
Okay.
And we go all day, and we end up with a limit, and most of our fish are right at 1 pound, and it wasn't looking good. We just kept upgrading all day, running as many spots as we could with local knowledge, and it ended up, our fish were at 1.25 pounds, and then my dad catches a real big largemouth. So we got 2 big fish. We didn't know what they weighed, but we're like, yeah, they seem like they're about 2.5 pounds.
Okay.
And we got to where our average fish was weighed about 1.5 pounds, upgrading all day long, fishing hard. And I'm talking with him, and I'm like, hey, probably got 8.5 pounds. And, that's not enough to cut it here. But I'm like, if there was a tournament for us to win, it'd be today. We never made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Our calling was good. Everything went right. And that's what it takes to win one. You can't mess up. So we get up there, and no one's weighing any big bags, and I put my fish in the basket, and I pull out the biggest fish to weigh for big bass. I thought it was 2.5 pounds. They put on the scales. I think it weighed 3.32. I'm like, whoa.
It's a nice
Did
surprise.
not see that. And the other one was just like it. So we weighed 10.12, and second place was 10.02. It was close. It was really close. So we ended up winning it, and it's pretty fun. I mean, I wish I would have known how big them fish were. Probably would have amped me up a little more throughout the day, but
right.
So that was
typically that way it won't win a tournament there. I mean, that's with that group of guys, they're so good, but it was just flat out tough all day.
So
20 teams didn't catch fish at all.
Wow.
So technically, you didn't even know you caught your kicker fish.
Technically, no.
But it sounds like the way you said it, you guys did everything right all day. The other teams were doing. You won by 0.1 of a pound.
A tenth of a pound.
A tenth of a
pound.
pound. So the other guys were doing is just a matter of who caught the one fish that took them over the top. It sounds like.
Right.
We actually had the 2 fish that were big like that. So
that's cool.
You had the 1 and 2 top fish.
What was that?
Did you and your dad both have 2 of the top fish?
No, in our bag we both got one little big one.
Oh, okay.
We didn't win big fish for the day.
Oh, okay, you didn't. Okay.
What was big fish of the day?
505, which beat out I was leading big bass for the year going into the tournament.
Gotcha.
Of all the tournaments, and my fish weighed 486.
Okay, so on the last day you lost that, but won the tournament.
Right. Yep.
Sweet.
So that was good.
Gotta like that.
Absolutely. So you had no inclination that you were even going to be up at the top of the leaderboard, it sounds like.
No, I did not. Like I said, I thought I only had 8.5 pounds, maybe 9. And I walk up to my dad. I'm like, "Did you hear that?" He's like, "No, what?" I'm like, "We weigh 10 pounds. There ain't no way."
Sweet. That is
That's nice.
totally unsuspecting, and they pull that off on the last tournament trail at Alum
Creek.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, that's got to be a good way to end the season, and kick you into the tournament season coming up. So
Did it finally stop raining?
No, I think it's getting worse down here.
you want to send you a life jacket or build an ark and float it down to you?
Might need to.
Yeah, all right. Hey, while we got you on the line here, did you happen to hear on Facebook about the new Michigan record smallmouth bass that was caught this month?
I've seen a glimpse of it, but I didn't read anything about it.
9.98 pounds.
Wow.
23.1 inches long. It's the record smallmouth now in Michigan. It was caught. I wouldn't say up where we were fishing, but it was caught up north. Up that ways. So in Indian River, which.
They caught that one in Indian River.
Indian River, yeah. So that's probably as a crow flies from where our base camp is. I would say probably 40, 50 miles ish. So depending on what part of the river you caught it on. So.
Good.
So yeah, we got a few big fish up here. Of course, you landed one there at the club that was pretty good. So we got a few. We got a few here.
Absolutely. That's close to the world record smallmouth, I believe.
Is it? I don't know.
I think I don't have to look it up. I think it's 11 or 12.
Okay.
The world record is.
So yeah, that's a pretty good catch. Got to like that. There's a guy from Florida. He was up here on vacation.
So is it really?
Oh,
yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. That's a good way to have a vacation, I tell you.
I guess.
So, well, while we got you online, we talked a little bit about the fact that you started your own bait company. Last time we talked to you, you were getting things rolling. How's that going for you?
It's going good. I'm still getting inventory built up.
Okay.
I'm learning the ins and outs, so it's taken a long time to set up and get rolling.
Okay. Have you got a website where you're selling things yet or not?
Not yet. I sold one week, and I sold out in a week with what I had. So I made another order, and I just got that shipment in.
Okay.
So I'm going to start selling that. It's going to kind of progress, and I guess my thoughts are to, like, my main launch of the company is going to be at our fishing expo. I'm going to buy a booth and try to sell there.
And when does that take place?
Go ahead.
So when does that take place?
Beginning of March.
Okay. All right. And that's there in Ohio, they're local, or where's it at?
Yep. That's Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right. So, if anybody wants to get in on that action, make sure you check out the booth that he's got there. And we'll have more information leading up to that event as well.
And just an FYI about that smallmouth, the record stood for 105 years for the smallmouth bass record, right?
Here in the state of Michigan.
It was broke last year after 105 years. Now this guy breaks it after 11 months.
Wow.
Jeez.
So it stood for a long time.
It stood for a long time.
And then it's broken less than a year.
Right.
Wow. Well, that's cool, man. Well, I'm glad you got a win under your belt, man. That is awesome. And, what else is going on for you? Anything else you want to throw our way real quick?
Lots of work between working full-time, working at Cabelas.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Mara. She's moving, so we're helping her pack, and we're both working on champion baits, trying to get that going, and we're trying to get ready for deer season at the same time.
Right on. Yeah.
1 week away, right?
1 week away, yeah.
You ready for it?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Are you going to use her gun again?
No, not going to this year. I got the stick and the string, and
that's right.
That's what I'm doing.
You're going traditional, aren't you?
That's right. If I don't kill anything, it's fine by me. I'm going to hold the camera for her, and we'll see what goes down. I think this year looks promising. We're prepared enough to make some things happen. Not making any promises, but
right on.
Cool. Good
exciting.
deal.
Well, that's just it, man. Get prepared and have some fun, and let us know how you do.
Keep us up to date, man.
Well, listen, we'll let you go so you can get on home. I know it's raining down that way, so you concentrate on the driving. But congratulations on a great tournament.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we're going to step outside. We'll take our first break, and we'll be right back after this.
I shoot PSE because I like one pin to 40 yards.
I shoot PSE for the perfect combination of feel and performance.
I shoot PSE because you can shoot lighter poundage and increase arrow speed.
I shoot PSE for the fastest bows on the planet.
I shoot PSE because my livelihood depends on my bow.
I shoot PSE because better engineering makes a better bow.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE. I shoot PSE.
Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Welcome back. Second segment of the show, everybody. Sitting in the cabin still, but we've switched phone calls.
We got done talking to a champion.
Yeah.
Was it cool, though? Not even knowing. Just catching fish all day.
And then boom.
Boom, you're the winner.
Yeah. Gotta like that.
That's a good surprise to have at the end.
Yep. Yeah, kind of like a surprise right now. My dog's barking. Something's going on out here. But
yeah, I think so.
You have to ignore that.
Ignore the dogs in the background.
So,
but now...
We got Robin Althaver on from the 4-H Wildcats of Oakland County. Robin,
and our social media expert.
How you doing tonight?
I am doing very well, thank you.
You getting fired up for season, getting ready to rock and roll, and you got the kids rocking over at the 4-H camp. So you got a lot going on.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's exciting.
Yeah.
Good. So, first off, we want to get an update because the 4-H New Year is here.
Yes.
And is it every September the New Year starts?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yep.
So, with that being said, the last time we talked to you about 4-H, you had a waiting list. And now that we have the new year, how's everything going with the 4-H in Holly?
It is absolutely going fabulous. We cleaned up our waiting list, so we have nobody on it right now. And we just finished our registration. I think we are actually possibly the first 4-H club in Oakland County to be fully registered. So that was kind of exciting for us. But yeah, I mean, we had all our families out, and all our new people that were on the waiting list, we asked them to come out several times in the month of August and just check us out, see how we work, and if they still wanted to join, great. See you in September, and they all showed up, so that was good.
That's awesome.
So you're the first one to be fully registered. So is that like bragging rights for the county? I mean,
I think it's exciting for us because we're small,
right?
And we're new. I should say we're not necessarily small, but we're new,
right?
And so people don't really recognize that we're still there. That we're here in Oakland County. So some of these clubs that are 30 years old, it was kind of exciting for us to say, "Yep, we're registered. We're done."
Heck yeah,
we're on to having fun.
You guys are done. We're registered. We're off. Like you said, going to go have some fun now.
Bragging rights.
Showing those older clubs what a new club can be like.
This is how we roll.
You got it. And okay, so now you cleaned up. Now, how many are total for this year in the club?
I think officially we're at 18 or 19.
Okay.
Rocking along.
And this is all in. Are we at 2-year mark for 4-H for you guys?
Yeah, well, we've completed our second year as far as they're concerned. We're into our third is how they consider it. I would call it our 2 because we were really like a year and a half.
Okay. So look at that. They're up to 18 members already, and they had a waiting list after that.
Had some kids shoot the state tournament, win the county and go to state, and then you had one that won their division in state, is that right?
Yes, we had our more or less our instinctive shooter. She shoots completely bare. She does shoot a compound, but she shoots completely bare, and she took first place for her age in the bare bow competition, and it was a big surprise I think to some of the other counties because most of them have been around for a long time, and it's pretty much the same few counties that you repeatedly hear their names being called. So the guy actually stuttered when he said her name, and then he kind of stuttered when he said Oakland County. It was Oakland, and that was kind of nice. I think next year our shirts are going to have to spell it out that way, like Oak Land or something.
There you
go.
Pronounce it this way. Pronounced.
Yeah.
So you've got a couple of state shooters on there, but now you got some newbies on there, and you've got a real special one, it sounds like, that we've been kind of talking about. You'll hear about it in the mini cast about the eye patch thing. But you seem to have she's been waiting an awful long time to shoot with you guys.
Yeah, she's been waiting since, I want to say, well, it's probably about last January. Her mom and I were talking, and when she discovered I did this, and then she turned 8 this past year, and the rule is you have to be 8 by January 1st. To sign up, so she had to wait several more months. During that time, she had discovered her daughter was left-handed as far as the style that she shoots. She's a right-handed individual, but she's left-eye dominant. And they had already bought her a bow for Christmas, and it was just like a youth starter bow that she wouldn't really be doing much with, and wouldn't be making any distance with her arrows, and probably end up struggling with. Mm-hmm. So it worked out okay when her mom discovered that, we think she's left-eye dominant. And so she came over and hung out for a little while and confirmed that, she was left-eye dominant. And our club had a bow that had been given to us that was a left-handed youth bow, right, ideal for her age. It was, something that was more designed for like 6, 7, up to probably about 12. That could have used it. And so it was exciting because we were able to put that into her hands ahead of time. We sort of turned around and did that as a fundraiser because it had been donated to us. And she wasn't in the club yet, but we sold it to her family really cheap. And, then she got to come shoot with us, and now she's part of our club. And so I think she probably, in her mind, she's probably been waiting since about April when she got that bow. But yeah.
She's been waiting in her mind an awful long time.
Absolutely.
It's kind of
known about us since April. Let's put it that way.
That is so awesome to hear, and we're gonna have to come out and we're gonna have to see her because it sounds like she's a little joy to shoot when she hits that target.
Oh yeah, she was getting some in it, and she'd get really excited even if it was black. It didn't matter. She hit the target, and then she had like a perfect one hit the yellow, and it bounced out. And she was like, but it hit the yellow! And she was just like jumping for joy and so happy. And it was, I don't know, I've seen this video. I think Wildcats actually had it on their Facebook page at one point of this girl getting so excited the first time she hit it. And that was Erin. I mean, she completely like, I did it. And very, very happy. Like anybody who's been around a child that's 8 years old, they know they can get so excited about something. And it really breathes it back into you.
Absolutely. The mystical flight of the arrow. I mean, we've used that term here. I've copied it. It's not my saying, but it really is. There's something about archery that just brings out the best in people, and
Absolutely.
You get to share that joy with them. That is so awesome. So
it is, and I tell you, it just, the more we learn about the 4-H that Robin's heading up over there, it's the cool factor is way up there. It's kind of, she said this about this in the past weekend we were at Cabelas. Mm-hmm. The youngsters that were finding out when they would ask us, so which eye dominant are you? And they'd look at you, and then you'd test them, and they'd be like, but I'm right-handed.
Right. Yeah.
Nope.
Not anymore, you're not.
And the parents were looking at us like, huh? But that's the thing, you get into that, and I even go back when I was trying to teach my kids how to cut up their food, because I do things, knife in one hand, and my wife's like, no.
Yeah.
Knife in the other hand. I'm like, but this is the way I do it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
all those habits.
Yeah, exactly. And that right eye, left eye dominance thing. I think she's going to be, in a year or two, she's going to be shooting at that state shoot.
That's cool.
That absolutely. I think so too.
Well, looking back a couple of weeks ago, you guys joined us at Bowfest there at Jim Busey at Spot Shooter Archery. How did that go for the 4-H Wildcats? You guys did pretty good, I think.
We did fabulous. It was definitely our best fundraiser. It was way better than the lemonade sale last year. This year we sold baked goods. We were very fortunate to have Davisburg Bread Company, a local baker, donate some loaves of bread as well as some pastry items, along with all of our families, baking homemade cookies and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, we did great. The kids actually voted 2 weeks ago at their business meeting. They're purchasing, with the funds that they raised, they're purchasing a 3D bore. And then we're also purchasing some additional paper targets, because when the kids go to state, depending on the style they shoot, depends on the size of target. And right now we only have the one size of target. Okay. So we're going to make sure that we have both sizes of the paper target, as well as a pop-up tent for when we're at those events, so that when they're not shooting, they can be out of
the sun.
What we always hope is the sun.
Or rain.
You never know.
Right.
But yeah, so... but they did very well, and that was, way surpassed the personal goals that we had set for that fundraiser. And
a big thank you from us for helping man the safety archery range donated by Cabelas for the day. They took care of that for us, and I think they had fun doing it.
They absolutely had fun doing it, and we can't thank you enough for letting us be a part of the Up North Journal tent and helping with the Cabelas archery station, because that gave us exposure. It gave us opportunity to talk about our club more. And, it gave people the opportunity to learn more about us and ask why we were having that fundraiser. What were we going to do? Mm-hmm. What was our goals? And when they found that out, and they're like, wait a minute, you guys actually go to tournaments and stuff? And, it was fun to watch the kids talk about that, because it wasn't the adults explaining it. It was absolutely all of our archers out there explaining it.
And you're right. And it is really good to see. And forgive me because I'm going to forget her name, getting her to run the archery. She was really shy in the beginning.
Allie.
And then I said, this is your game now. I showed you what I needed done, and this is how you do it. I'm going to walk away now, and it's up to you. And before you know it, the little shyness went away, and she was off and running. So.
Pride and ownership.
Absolutely.
That's
Pride
right.
And ownership,
So, But that is awesome to hear you did that good. I still never got any of that bread I was told to have, but I didn't get none.
I got some of the tasty treats over there.
I got district bread and pick some up anytime that you're in Holly.
I had some. I did get a tasty treat, but I didn't get some of this bread that they kept talking about. It was all gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like,
it all sold.
Yeah, it was like, wow.
Yeah, they were quite the salesmen.
They were.
They were running around. And they were definitely pushing the goods.
That was cute when the three of them would load up a tray and they'd go walk the Bowfest selling. That was good. Good salesman.
So now you've got this all behind you. You got the new season started. So you've had your meeting. You've got some goals set ahead. But, we've got some other goals that you've been working towards, and actually they're going to be coming to fruition here real soon. We're talking about archery season. So what I want to do, I want to step outside. We'll take our next break. We come back. We want to talk to you about how you've been doing with that, getting set up, and what you expect and where things are leading that way. So we're going to step outside, and we'll be right back after this.
So what do you do when you've completely redefined the way bows are engineered? When you've reached the pinnacle and the band starts playing your victory song, you start a revolution out of thin air. Introducing the all-new PSE Carbon Air, engineered with true carbon technology to be the lightest high-performance bow in the world. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Welcome back, third segment of the show. You all right, Dan?
Dude, I am.
See you over there rolling around a little bit.
Well, no, I'm actually looking up at some deer.
Yeah,
on your wall.
Got a couple here.
You do. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd go with 5 because I see a set of antlers separated.
Actually, the antlers are separated. That's the one we found that was shot on our property last year that was dead.
Oh, okay.
Shot dead, yeah. We found after the season somebody didn't go out and recover, so.
Needed the tracking dog.
Yeah, we just need people to take good shots. We'll leave it at that.
Thank you. Leave it at that. But you know what? A matter of fact, it was kind of funny. I was, I put out feed for my deer, and I was walking out back. It's funny because they know my dogs can't go past the invisible fence, so they stay like on the other side of it, waiting for me to come to them,
sticking their tongue out, going na.
If they could, they would. That's what you would hear. And I was walking out there with my bucket and a little nubby buck who's a fawn this year. Just started walking at me and got from about me to the coyote away.
Okay.
And I'm like, really? You serious, dude?
You don't know who I am, do you?
And he just came walking right at me, looking at me, and I'm like, and I started talking to him, and another one behind him started walking towards me.
What did he say back to you?
Well, actually, he said, feed me. Smarty pants.
You said you were talking to him.
You always talk to your animals.
Yeah, you know what I say to him right before I let the arrow fly? Hey, you're going in the freezer.
Well, that's different. That's different. And you know what? Speaking of letting arrows fly, we somebody hopefully will be letting an arrow fly here in just under 2 weeks now.
Under 2 weeks, yeah. We're under 2 weeks to our open day archery.
Our project for the last year.
Yeah.
Robin has joined us. Actually, if you haven't paid attention, Robin, who's now part of our staff, and now is running our social media side of Up North Journal, she's going to be bow hunting for the first time this year.
Are you amped up, Robin? You ready to let an arrow fly?
I am so excited, and I'm so ready, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So we've gotten to this point where 2 weeks before season opens. Are you ready to get out there? Have you got everything set and you're ready to rock and roll?
I think so. You know, I've scouted out a few different properties that I was fortunate enough to, have somebody that said, hey, you can come hunt here. So I had the camera out the last couple weeks at one location, and then I just actually moved it today to another location to see, you know, where's going to be the best opportunity to try. And, you know, obviously I might go to both at some point, depending on how everything's going. But yeah, I mean, I've been practicing out in the yard and a couple other local ranges, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to that for sure.
Looking forward to that first morning, the crack of dawn, the sunrise, and sitting in stand.
And you're practicing with
It's probably going to be evening for me, the later part of the day, but yeah.
And you're practicing with your.
I'm practicing with my PSE.
Right on.
There you go.
Now you got everything kind of set. You've got your property scouted. You're ready to get out into the field. Are you gonna get deer fever when you draw back?
I hope not. I mean, I think everybody does, right? But I'm not gonna look at it like it's a cute little deer. Let's say that, because that's what people keep saying. Are you sure you'd be able to shoot that fuzzy little cuddly little deer? And no, that's not gonna be the issue of seeing it as a cute little fuzzy deer.
No, I'm looking at dinner.
So
yeah, exactly.
Being your first year, which you went out and just got your tags a couple nights ago.
Yeah. We'll talk about that on a minicast.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minicast. Do you have any limits? Are you going to take a doe? Are you going to take a buck? Are you going to hold out for a buck? Are you going to take the first thing you see? What's the game plan in your mind?
That's where the game plan is really sketchy. I was actually talking about that with my husband today, and we were, do you wait? Do you not? Like, what? I think it's just going to be what that opportunity shows itself as, and like then decide, do I do it now or do I hope for a buck? But, you know, I mean, I think a buck in bow season, yes, it could happen, but I'm just going to go in with my eyes wide open and let's see where it takes me.
That's a good attitude.
You got a plan.
Attitude. Yeah, no, that's good. You know, I've had those expectations and plans and tried to follow them, and there's been years that's cost me to eat tag sandwich. You know?
Exactly, and that's what I don't want to eat tag sandwich, and I said that to my husband today. I said, well, you know, if we put a doe on the wall, is that going to like be the end of the world? Like, no, it's not. Like,
no, right on. I tell you what, when I get an opportunity this year, I mean, we're doing doe management, so if she prances in front of me, I tell you what, she's coming home.
Yep. Coming home in the cooler.
That's right. So I'm not gonna, you know, have any bones about it. It's going to be game on. Opportunity is going to dictate the situation. That's a good attitude to have going in. You know,
I'm just hoping. Are you guys shooting this Thursday there?
We are shooting this Thursday.
You gonna pull? You gonna pull a card Thursday?
I am gonna pull the card on Thursday. Absolutely, I'll actually swap the card out on Thursday and maybe move the camera as well. And Matt was talking about. He said he has 2 cameras in the package that his wife got him a few years ago, back when he was firearms hunting, and he hasn't set them up. So he's like, maybe I should go set those up for you. I was like, you do that.
We're gonna have to get that little thing Jim Beasley's got, so we can look at the pictures right there.
Yeah, you don't have an iPhone though.
But you can get them for Android though, right?
Yeah, I've got one here. You could take. Do you have an iPhone?
I do.
Okay. If Danny happens to pop over Thursday, I'll let him take this card reader over, and you can put him right on your phone if you'd like.
Oh yeah.
If he travels, you have to download an app with it, but that's not a problem. So.
Okay.
All right. I was gonna stop and see if he had one. Did he have one for Android?
I believe he did. Yeah, I think he had both of them there at the shop. So,
but she's got a plan. It's a year in the works.
Yep. Now
she's got her tags. She's got her tags. She's been shooting. She's got a game plan. Wait till that trusty second shows up.
Well, now I have to ask the obvious question. Okay, let's assume that you get out there and buck, doe, it doesn't matter. You've got a deer on the ground.
Yeah.
Are you field dressing it?
Danny said he's going to walk me through it.
Danny's going to walk you through it. Okay.
She sent me an email about this, and one of her questions was the gutting had some question marks to it, and I'm like,
what do I do?
Oh, no, you're not getting out of this.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing it.
No, I don't want to get out of it.
You're not. If we have to,
like your daughter that says, okay, it's your turn.
If need be, I will hold the flashlight, whatever time it might be.
Yep.
And then you will be the surgeon.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely.
And trust me, I can tell you what not to cut and what to cut because I've been through
exactly.
one to the other on those. And
when you make that mistake, you'll know instantaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I don't want to make that mistake.
I'll be stepping out.
You'd be shining the flashlight from afar. Yeah, it looks like you're doing good from over here. You just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, but no, she's gonna do it herself. Just need some coaching, so
okay,
it'll be good to do that. And if I have to coach her, I'm good with that. That means she's got something on the ground.
There you go.
That's right.
You know, then we'll get it to the local butcher, and she'll be cooking up dinner for the year.
There you go. Now you got freezer space already cleaned out, ready to put one in the freezer?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Good deal. That's always good to have.
That's planning.
That is. You know, and does your husband like venison?
He likes jerky. He's not 100% certain. I don't know how much venison he's had. Like, Ella and I have had it, so I'm sure he has. I just don't think he's realized when he's had it.
Oh, okay.
That's even better.
That is. And so, you'll get you a jerky recipe, some summer sausage recipes.
Yeah, well, that's what we're working on here this year. I last week, or was it last week I got
last weekend.
Got the smoker.
Yep.
Yeah, I got me a smoker. In a couple weeks, I'm going to get the meat grinder. And this year, we're going to make our own sausage.
There you go.
And smoke
that's
a few.
Exciting.
Smoke a few of the meats and see what we can do with it. That's the only way that my wife will eat it is if it's in summer sausage. So she said, "Why don't you take some of that money that you're making up at Cabelas and buy us some gear to make some summer sausage? Because that stuff's expensive to get processed.
It is. That's why I learned to make it myself.
So Danny's gonna give me his secret recipe, and we're gonna do a little video work and do a project. So see how it turns out.
So I think she's ready.
It sounds like it. Just get that knife sharp and be ready to gut one and field dress it. So
does she have a knife?
Yeah, that's the last thing I have to get. I still have. When we talked about that the other day, I said, "Oh yeah, I still need that."
All righty then. See, she's down to one item left.
Okay. Camo boots.
She just finished up her camo shopping a couple nights ago.
Scent cover. Got the bow. You got the arrow. Got the broadheads.
She's got a dead downwind. We got from Cabelas the whole package that included from laundry soap to lip balm to face paint to the whole kit and caboodle.
Whole kit and caboodle. That's good. Okay, so you got scent covered.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we got G5 broadheads.
Pinks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And I heard you got a quiver, G5 quiver as well. Is that right?
I did. I did. That was, everything I've done so far has, been target. And so I have a hip quiver, and I was like, I think I need something different. So this is going to be a big changeover for me. But yeah.
Have you shot with a quiver on the bow?
I just picked up the quiver today, so I have not attached it yet. But I have shot my bow with a quiver on it in the past. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So don't worry about it because you'll probably take the quiver off in the blind anyways.
I do.
Exactly.
Whether I'm on the ground or I'm up in a tree, quiver comes off.
Yep. I don't understand to shoot with the quiver on.
Me either. Some
no,
people
and
do.
I didn't plan to. I planned to be able to remove it. That's why I picked the one I did, and that was the intention, was to be able to remove it. But it's still better than, dragging the hip quiver through and the extra possibility of noise and stuff like that. So
sounds like it's ready to go time.
I think all we got to do is have Bambi and show up in front of her.
On October 1st, the evening of October 1st. So
I think that would be the game plan.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, Robin, we thank you for taking a little time out tonight, talking to us about this, and letting us get a little insight into how your season hopefully plays out, and also getting us up to date with 4-H Wildcats.
Well, absolutely, and thank you. I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for getting me to this point and holding me accountable, and just force me out into the woods and doing what I wanted to do, but maybe didn't have that courage ahead of time.
Oh, so. we really had to twist your arm. No, you've held us accountable on quite a few things, so don't worry about it.
Just tuck it in right behind the shoulder. We're all good.
That's right. And thwack.
Yep, and thwack. That's a good sound.
All right. Well, listen, you take care, and thanks for joining us. We're going to step outside, take our next break. We come back, we're going to talk about a trail cam problem that I had.
All right.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
The 2015 Dream Season Decree is a deadly combination of speed and precision. It's built for the moments when time stands still. When the only thing that will break the silence is an arrow slicing a clean path to the kill zone. The bow of your dreams is a nightmare for big game. This is PSE's decree. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Welcome back. Fourth segment of the show, everybody.
You okay over there, man? You grabbing your head?
Yeah, I got stuff flipping all around here. I'm kind of discombobulated. So,
man, we talked to a champion, we talked to a 4-H leader, and now you're losing it.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind. Losing my
You
ever-loving
already
mind.
lost that, pal.
Hey. All right, so last segment of the show.
Oh, last segment of the show, man.
Yeah.
You had some issues.
People tell me that all the time.
Oh, but I think you had a trail cam issue. We talked, I think, up at Cabelas. You were having an issue with one of your cameras.
Yeah.
And you thought you were toast.
Yeah, I thought it was give up the ghost, didn't know what was going on with it. I typically don't pass out names of gear when I have an issue with it. If it's somebody that we're not working with, trying to work through things until I get everything resolved. Got it resolved. So with that
you
being
called
said,
them?
Yeah, it was a Bushnell trail cam. It's the one that I got when I signed up with Deer Lab. They had a promotion at that time. If you signed up, depending on what level you signed up at, you got a free trail camera, and depending on what level, it was a different camera. So the one I signed up with, I got a Bushnell, and it was one of their better cameras. I read the instructions, so went through everything, put it out in the field, programmed it, and when I came back to pull the card a month and a half later, it did not work.
Oh,
there was appeared to be nothing on the card. And I'm like, okay, well, that ain't right. It didn't take any pictures. So I'm kind of fiddling with the camera, and it's not firing up.
Oh, not even starting.
Yeah, there was it would come on, but the display was blank.
Okay.
You could see it light up, but there was no information on it, just nothing. So here we are, 2 weeks later now?
Yeah.
2 weeks or so. Well, this week I called Bushnell, called their
800 number customer service.
Yeah, 1-800-Bushnell or whatever it is.
Right. Yep.
And got a hold of customer service. Walked through, the proper channels. Got a hold of the person in the tech department, and he said, "Okay, walk me through what you did." Told him everything. He said, even though in the instructions, because it says in the instructions, you can use either alkaline batteries or use rechargeable lithium batteries.
Okay.
Do not use NiCad. They didn't want you using NiCad, which I don't use. So, I use rechargeable lithium batteries in all my trail cameras, and that's what I used. And he said, well, that's the issue. He said, what we're finding out with their cameras is that it doesn't like the rechargeable lithiums, and it's something to do with a certain voltage or something or other.
I was going to say, did it have to deal with the current running through the system?
Something like that. He said, use regular alkaline batteries. So I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. We'll see. And I was at work when I did this. So it was on my lunch hour, and I said, well, you know what? I'll go grab some batteries in the back. We got regular alkaline batteries. I'll try it out and see what happens. And went to the back, got some alkaline batteries, and put it in, and fired it up, and lo and behold, blink, it comes alive. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And, I'm walking through and checking things out, making sure the settings and everything are correct. And I thought, well, and I looked down, and there's a counter on the display, and it shows how many pictures your card can hold at the current settings.
Yeah.
And it had a few pictures on it. I'm like, well, this is interesting. I said, evidently it had taken some pictures, but for whatever reason, my laptop did not show them.
On the card?
On the card. Do not know why. That part I haven't figured out yet. And it records in, a standard format. So I had a computer at work, plugged the card in, boom, I had some pictures. Nothing substantial to look at, so that camera's actually going to get moved. But yeah, so.
Okay, so that's interesting that from what you're just describing, that a rechargeable complete voltage system as opposed to regular batteries, it's getting to be that finite of a, hey, I'm not going to work properly because you're using this. I'm picking up something.
Well, I've heard the opposite. I've heard the opposite, that people using, are going to, number one, the rechargeables, cost effective in the long run. And in the cold temperatures, it's got a constant drawdown on it. So they say they maintain a certain level of amperage so that you don't have to worry about it, fluctuating. But, Bushnell's saying, no, our cameras are right the opposite. So, it's like, okay, so if you get a finicky camera, I guess the biggest thing, and I also thought it might have been the card. And here's the other thing that I found kind of interesting. Once I looked at the pictures, I deleted the pictures off the card. And then I get into the instruction manual online. I went to Bushnell's website, found my camera, because I didn't have a manual with me. And I'm like, I wonder if there's something to do with the card. Something proprietary on the card, the way it records the information. The reason my laptop would not open it up.
Oh, okay.
Or show that there was something there. And lo and behold, it says in their instruction manual, once you get a fresh card, format the card. Okay? And it gives you different parameters. You can format it a couple different ways.
So use the camera to format the card.
And I did, and that's going to be my next step to see if my laptop will now read that card.
Oh, that is okay. So with that being said, the two new cameras that I got, I've kind of went out and bought individual cards for them, and I've formatted them with the camera. So my plan was that I would keep 2 cards for each camera and just
cycle them,
but have them formatted by that camera.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's interesting.
So basically you run a computer program on these cameras. So that's what it is. It's it's got a little chipset in there. So
do you think if you might run into this problem, is that camera able to run off of one of those solar panel rechargeables?
Yep. Yeah.
I wonder if you'd run into the same problem with that.
I don't know. That's an interesting point. I don't know, but they do make a rechargeable system for their cameras. And there's a little plug-in on the bottom. You plug it in. And the thing I found out that was interesting about this camera, it runs on 8 AA batteries. You can actually run it on 4 AA's and cut it down, and it'll run on just those 4. Obviously, it doesn't last as long, but that way, I don't understand the reasoning behind that, of loading it up like that, but
yeah,
they have that option.
The Cabelas cameras that I have said that you could run 4 or 8.
Okay. See, and I'm wondering if those cameras are made by the same company, because they're very similar in style.
Right, and so if you run a 4 battery, what don't you get as opposed to running the 8, right?
I think it's just longevity.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest thing that I've learned out of all of this is format the card in the camera before you turn it loose, and set it up and let it run. And if your camera's not working properly, with either A, alkaline batteries, or B, lithium rechargeable batteries, swap.
Right, exactly. That's
and try that.
A great, kind of a checklist for you to go through now. The card formatted, the batteries, and if you do run into a problem, switch them like you say.
Right.
And then go from there. And then even it's kind of spelled out that format the card, and then that's interesting.
And something else that we ran into 2 weeks ago at Cabelas when we were working back there in the archery department, we had a gentleman come up that was looking at some of these GUIs, general user interface, what it stands for. But basically, it's like an iPad,
yes,
or a tablet.
Yes, he was trying to figure out. Yes, that's like right off the bat in the morning.
Yeah, that was the first thing. I'm like, I haven't had good coffee yet. Come on, man, give me a second. But
I know
we had to get online, do some research, figure out amongst the reviews of what people were saying about this, and it was by Wild Game Innovations, but their tablets or viewers only work with their chip or with their cameras. So if you've got anything other than a Wild View camera and you're pulling cards to view in this thing, it won't work.
It won't view any other camera.
Yeah,
but Wild View.
Yeah, there's some kind of proprietary software that it does that too. So I don't understand it, but that's just the way that works.
That's just me personally. I bet you that's like a business decision.
Sure.
Hey, if you're gonna, that way you don't go run down the aisle, get the Moultrie one,
right?
Then come down and. But to me, if I have whoever's I have, and I can run multiples of,
sure.
Because if I have a Cabelas camera, you've got a Bushnell camera, and hey, if we got one GUI, we can just.
Well, that's just the whole thing. Is how many times do you switch? Guys run out. Number one, they're looking at number one the way it works, but they're also looking at price.
Yep.
And what's on sale this week, and you need a camera, and it's like A or B, and they're the same thing, but A is on sale and it's $50 cheaper, and buying A. So guys switch, but for me, I've been playing around with a few different ones. I have a Moultrie that I had previously, but I've been buying the Brownings because I love the Brownings. The Brownings work great. Have had no issues with them. And then, and I got this Bushnell given to me, and I've heard good things about their cameras. I'm like, cool. Now I got something else to play with.
Right.
And then I had an issue with it, but okay, so I had an issue, and I was very disappointed. But then, call customer service, bingo, they got me right up back on track. It's up and running, so it's going back in the field next weekend.
And I think it says a lot about a company when their customer service comes through like that.
Yeah.
I had an issue with one of my Moultries years back, and the flash stopped working when it was a real flash.
Right.
And I wrote him a letter. I said, hey, my flash stopped working. Could you please fix it? Just tell me what cost it was. And I get a box back, and I open it up, and it's just a totally brand new camera.
Wow.
I was like, whoa.
There you go.
Okay.
And 99 times out of 100, if you just be upfront and honest, don't try to get one over on them. You just say, hey, look, this is broke. What's it going to cost? 99 times out of 100, if it's a good company, they're going to take care of it and get you taken care of.
Yep, exactly. So kudos to, for them for customer service, getting back to you and taking care of you.
Absolutely.
And it happened in one phone call.
Yeah. Yep. Problem solved.
Exactly. 5-10 minutes of your time, and you didn't have to send a camera back or ditch a camera or whatever it was.
Yeah. Because there's some cameras out there that that some of the guys at our club have, older style cameras, and when you start working with all these different multiple cameras and the way they open, the way you have to turn the power on and off, and there's all these things you got to remember, and it's just like it starts to get brain overload.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just like that's why most of ours that we're using are Browning. That's why I'm trying to stick to one brand that works, and that's the reason I'm using those right now.
And I've gotten the two Cabelas ones because they are promoting a lifetime guarantee.
Absolutely.
So matter of fact, a little off subject, but along the lines of a guarantee. I had proposed that question. That question was proposed to me about it. We went on Facebook. We tagged Cabelas.
That was Charles Barham that asked that question, right?
That was Charles.
Hey, Charles. Another shout out to you,
There you go. Cabelas said lifetime guarantee. It says it right on the poster in the store. But in the literature, it said 6 months.
Okay.
I'm like, wait a minute. Something's not right here. So we did it on Facebook. We tagged Cabelas. They came back with an answer that said, it's a lifetime guarantee. Don't let anybody... So I just noticed this past week that somebody chimed in on there and says, hey, what about your boots? And again, they came right back and said, if it's a Cabelas brand, it's a lifetime guarantee. You shouldn't run into any problems with any of our people.
Yeah. You know what? And speaking of Cabelas, we work with them, we promote them, but I'm telling you what, right now they have got a sweet deal going on, and I asked them how long this is going on for, and really I couldn't get I don't think anybody knows. It's just one of them deals that's running for a while until it ends. But right now they are running 10% off firearms with some exclusions. There's a few firearms that they're not giving 10% off.
It's like a $10 million sale.
Yeah, and then they've got ammunition, 10% off, and then anything that's branded with Cabelas is 20% off. So, like our new Vortex Intrepid that we're making exclusively for Cabelas, that's an $800 pair of binoculars.
20% off.
20% off, $640.
There you go. And since we're talking Cabelas, a big shout out to Charles who did that video from Cabelas.
Yeah. He took his Black Eagle arrows that he won here from us in Black Eagle up to Cabelas to get them sized up.
Yep. So hopefully we will be hearing and seeing pictures of a big Iowa Giant going down.
To Black Eagle. And Charles. Speaking of Black Eagle, we got a new contest going.
Yes, we do. If you haven't checked it out, go over to our Facebook page. If you're following us on Instagram or Twitter as well, we've posted it there as well. We've got a fabulous, another half dozen arrows coming from Black Eagle to a special listener out there who wants to introduce somebody to Black Eagle arrows. And we threw in some nose jammer that we picked up and some other...
UNJ swag.
We got a sticker from Mossy Oak in there. We've got some koozies from UNJ.
And I love me some swag.
You love your swag. So that's going to go for another week or so. Get on our Facebook page. It's right pinned to the top. Check it out. All you got to do is go like both Black Eagle, like us, of course. And then all you got to do is tag 3 friends in the
comment section
below. Then your name gets entered for a half dozen of Outlaws.
Black Eagle Outlaws.
Yep.
Alrighty, and we're running that until
Next week, I think. I think we got, we started it Wednesday.
Keep talking to the good people while I look it up.
Yeah, I think we're going to run it for about 2 weeks. So it'll be the 28th of September, I do believe, will be the last day to get in on that and get your name in the drawing. Oh, and you get a hat in there, too, and bumper sticker.
Yeah, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, it's a good little package to start off October for you to get.
September 28th at midnight.
There you go. So other than that, go on out, check that out contest.
Get you some Black Eagles.
Get you some Black Eagles.
Anything else you want to throw in this week?
You know what? We started off, we're in Michigan here. We're in the small game. We're coming off our weekends for hunting. We got to get out and do some shooting. But just gearing up for fall, man. Leaves are changing.
That's right. And I want to give a quick shout out. Carrie Z, she's over in Wisconsin hunting this weekend. I'm so jealous. She's sitting out there with her bow, rocking, getting ready to put a deer down. Go listen to a minicast.
Yeah,
we talk about a little bit about some issues with deer seasons here in Michigan. So make sure you check that out as well. But no, that'll do it for us this week. If you're getting out, remember, just be safe out there. Put a deer down. Put a fish in the cooler. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, and if you were out anywhere, anybody that's listening, if you got a picture, send it to us on Facebook. Of what you got, whether it be deer, fish, turkey. I
want to give one more quick shout out before we wrap up the show. I don't think we've mentioned this on the show, but over at OPC, the Outdoor Podcast Channel, we have a new show that has joined us here in the last couple of weeks, and it's called Back at the Lodge, and that is being produced by Michelle Schuerman and her co-host Jim.
Cool, brand new show.
Yep, Back at the Lodge.
Excellent. Check it out, people.
Yep, and along with all of our other ones. And actually, I want to give another quick shout-out to Brandon Hammonds of Take Aim, who recorded his 100th episode here a couple weeks back. I want to give him a quick shout. He's made the 100 Club.
Hey, there you go.
That's no small feat, man.
That is not a small feat. I mean, by no means. When you get up, you think you're doing something at 10, 25. When you get up at 100, You've hit something.
You've done something.
You have.
So quick shout out to him for hitting his 100th episode. Congratulations. Other than that, get out there, shoot straight, be safe, and we'll be back again next week. This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabelas,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe until next week on the Up North Journal.